On the whole, this question is talking about a situation that the development
Rapid
is happening
economic.
only in cities,
Yes, sir.
not in villages. So it's really obvious, right? Developments always, can be seen in cities. Whatever the developments you see in cities can't be seen in villages at all. Okay, if this is the case, even it is obvious for all of us, what are the problems associated to this situation for a particular country? For example, in our country, okay, cities are developing, not villages. What's the issues? As you have come up with, for medical emergencies, they can't be treated on time. For the people who are from villages, who are living in villages, and transportation has also going to be issue because there is no development in villages towards villages, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how they might be reduced, buddy? You
By
can straight away mention,
having.
okay, more and more rail and road network must be built,
Yes,
which
sir.
connect cities and villages, right?
Yes, sir.
Still, out of all, there is a major problem that most of us forget. If development and opportunities are concentrated only in cities, what happens? The people from countrysides, the people from villages starts starts migrating to cities for better life,
And yes, sir.
for
It impacts on.
employment opportunities, comforts, and all. This is the major issue, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if the people starts, you know, if the people start migrating from villages to cities, there won't be any people in the villages to cultivate. The farmers are the food producers, right?
Yes.
If there were no farmers who actually produce food, what happens? There might be food scarcity also. Okay, this is one way of thinking. If the more number of people migrated to cities, how government can handle all these people who are actually living in a city? They can't service, right? The important services like housing, electricity, municipal services, drainage system. In all aspects, government is going to bear the stress. Have has to bear the stress. Isn't that right? These are all,
Yes, sir.
the problems, the issues associated with this non-uniform development, centralized development. Centralized development means development only at one place. Okay. Okay. What are the solutions then? So we have already come up with one solution. Like there must be more and more uh, roads and rail networks connecting cities and villages. So solely this rail networks and road networks can address this issue, can stop the people migrating from villages to cities. It has become so easy for them to migrate if they have good roads. Migration might increase, may increase, right? What else are necessary to stop the villagers from migrating to cities? So why they are actually migrating? For better
By.
comforts and opportunities. So such better comforts and opportunities must be facilitated in the villages itself, at
In the
least.
villages.
uh,
Yes, sir.
at least as not as many as you can
By
see in the cities,
encouraging,
but at
by
least.
encouraging by encouraging for the farmers from economically, so they cannot migrate now, sir.
Correct, correct, correct.
Like, I mean, giving some offers of like, I mean, farmers will do like dairy
Huh.
cultivation. The government comes with a plan of having some economical like the developments, then they won't
Right,
have
right.
a step to take to
So
the
as long as
country.
villages can have opportunities within their village,
Yes,
so obviously they won't migrate, because whatever
yes,
they are looking for in cities are able to get
only
within their village. So why do they migrate, right?
yes, yes, sir.
So the
If
youth of
government
the
comes,
village may be encouraged to do the cultivation, making use of modern technologies which can give
by you,
more
yes, sir.
productivity, right? And
Right, sir.
small businesses should also be encouraged so that people can live on their own in the villages without
Yes, sir.
looking towards the cities, right?
Yes, sir. That
And
is all.
if there were okay, we are giving opportunities for the people, but there must be better education and also hospitals.
Yes,
So government should also concentrate on healthcare and also education in the villages. So these things are enough to stop the people from migrating towards cities, right?
for some extent,
Yeah. So let me
because
share
human wants are
this.
unlimited.
Azim, you're saying something.
For some extent, we can control, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, because
You're right.
human wants are
Of course, one
unlimited.
should not expect as much infrastructure development as you can see in cities, you know, in the villages.
Yes,
Whatever the
sir.
development you can see in cities may not be possible all the time, in villages, right? Whatever the infrastructure development you can see in the cities cannot be possible all the time to implement in all the villages, right? Is it really
Yes, sir.
possible? No. So,
No,
but
not
the
possible.
government should be committed to develop as much as they can
Yes, sir.
within the limits of
Mainly in
villages.
India, we are still we didn't adopt any modern technologies in cultivation, sir. First,
Hmm, hmm.
only few.
Right, right,
That is the main reason because
right.
old people do more hard work rather than now generations. We cannot do that much, sir. That is
Yes,
also one
yes, yes.
reason.
Huh. That's what I have already emphasized on the same idea, right? So village youth who generally don't want to cultivate, don't want to do agriculture, should be suggested with, right, modern technology. How modern technology can reduce their effort in case of agriculture, giving the same productivity what their elders, had got with their toil and hard work.
Sir.
So modern technology definitely can give more productivity with less efforts, right? So that must be
Yes,
introduced to the village youth. Okay, right. So obviously they can continue with the same farming, right? So there won't be any food scarcity.
yes, sir.
Let me share the scratch work. I think this is the scratch work. Yeah, here we go. We already have the question. Okay, let me share this snap. The scratch work of one of the students. So we not only confine to these ideas while we are writing response, but also we have to, add additional ideas what we have just discussed. So let me share this snap with you. for your reference. One minute, buddies. Please check until you get the snap on our WhatsApp group. Yes, got it. Huh. Please check the scratch code for 1 minute. I have just shared in the group. So introduction, explain the given case in your own words. Entire situation must be written in our own words as part of introduction. You may come up with some one or a quick reason, the immediate reason, the important reason for the situation, right, in 1 or 2 sentences. That can also be part of our introductory paragraph. The last sentence, this essay will explore the adverse effects of given issue and also provide necessary solutions. This may or may not be written. If you write this sort of sentences, it is too monotonous to go with. So I'll just change this sentence structure. Okay, but I'm going to write the same meaning. So I'm just going to paraphrase this sentence if necessary. So what we have just discussed, migrating, the people are going to migrate to cities. So villages are going to be underpopulated, food production reduces, national economy may also affected. So when population increases in cities, more services required, burden for the government. So this definitely lead to slum areas in the cities, right? Inequalities can also rise. You can clearly see inequalities between rich and also poor. Okay. And of course, in the villages, there won't be village ancient culture because people are migrating. Next. So the solution basically lies in developing the transportation, right? Industries should also be relocated to villages. So industries generally won't go to villages unless they are given subsidies, right, by the government. And there must be rules making the doctors and teachers to spend a part of their service time in the villages. Okay, and village youth must be motivated or encouraged to cultivate by making use of modern technology. Clear. These ideas are enough to continue our. Yeah. So let's write the response. Introduction. Introduction is just like paraphrasing the same situation, right? With a closing line. First sentence. Recent years, some countries have experienced very rapid economic development. Okay, for that I have even shared the stock phrases. Let me make use of the stock phrases. So what kind of question is it? Effects and solution. Effect solution. In the modern times, the issue of become highly controversial. In the modern era have become essential part of everyday life. You can't write this. These days, more and more developments are happening in cities, not in countrysides. You may make use of this. The last few decades have seen enormous changes in the ways and affected by the last few decades have seen enormous developments, right? I think we can modify this. Can you see the screen, buddies? The last few decades have seen enormous technological developments, advancements across the globe, all over the world. Across the globe, right? Experience very rapid economic development across the board. The sentence is enough. The last few decades have seen enormous technological advancements across the globe. Okay. How about the next sentence? This has caused noun plus infinite. Avinash. Yes, yes, yes. I think Avinash, you were there when I discussed this question because you have been attending the classes for the past 2-3 months, as far as I remember. Great, your response is really nice. Considering the reports and statistics from the world cities development has increased in recent years. Yeah. Nice, nice. I'll make use if necessary. I'll make use of these ideas if necessary. Yeah. The problem is uh, so in the first sentence we have already rephrased. In recent years, some countries have experienced very rapid economic development. So instead, I have written for that. I have written the last few decades has seen enormous technological advancements across the globe. Okay. Let's move on to next. Next sentence. This has resulted in much higher standards of living in urban areas, but not in the countryside. Okay. These developments majorly these developments majorly have happened, have transpired. Transpire means happening. Transpired only in cities, financial and industrial or commercial areas. These developments. Sorry. The last figure has been technological across the globe. majorly have transpired only in cities, financial and commercial areas, commercial centers, commercial centers of cities of the countries, right? So these developments majorly have transpired only in financial and commercial centers of cities of the countries. Okay. This So this has resulted in much higher standards of living in urban areas. Okay, let me rephrase this. This has led to rise in this had led to rise in living standards of higher standards of living standards of this has led to rise in living standards of urban people and not okay. These developments have not extended to countrysides are villages, rural areas, and but the living standards of urban people has also increased, no? The living standards of urban people these developments have not extended to rural areas, but the living standards of urban people have significantly increased. Please observe all the sentences are in present perfect, which means they have happened already, but still you can see these things currently. Okay, these developments have not extended to rural areas, but the living standards of urban people have significantly increased compared to villagers, rural people, villagers. Okay, the last few decades have seen enormous technological advancements across the globe. These developments majorly have transpired only in financial and commercial centers of cities of the countries. These developments, again, I have written these developments. Okay, this phenomena majorly developed. Okay, let me write this phenomena. This phenomena majorly have developed only financial city centers. Or changed. Okay, this phenomena majorly have developed only this phenomena has developed majorly has developed only financial and commercial centers of cities of the countries. The developments have okay, this phenomena majorly has developed only financial and commercial centers of cities of the countries, and these developments have not extended to rural areas, but the living standards of urban people have significantly increased. Okay, so frankly speaking, financial city centers of the cities, and this sentence should be one after another. Okay. However, these developments have not extended to rural areas. This situation, are you all with me, buddies? You can even suggest me the changes in the structure. You may suggest me the vocabulary. Of course, any sentences which are better than my sentences, I'm going to include to my response. However, these developments have not extended to rural areas. This situation can cause some issues to the countries concerned. Okay, let's see. Any changes necessary for this introductory paragraph, buddies? Are you all with me? Darshan?
Yes, sir.
Right, right. Can you please read this aloud, Darshan? Any changes necessary? Please suggest me. Please read this introductory paragraph
Sure,
aloud.
sure, sir. The last few decades have seen enormous technological advancements across the globe. This phenomenon majorly has developed only financial and commercial centers of cities of the countries, and the living standards of urban people have significantly increased compared to villages. However, these developments have not extended to rural areas. This situation can cause some issues to the countries concerned.
Right. This is actually an uneven development between, right? The uneven development between urban and rural areas. This situation, this uneven 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 development. The situation stuff, uneven development between cities and rural areas. We have used development more than thrice. Developed is okay. Advanced, improved. Currently improved. Cool. let it be. We can use uneven developments and uneven things. Non-uniform situation can cause some issues to the countries concerned. So this sentence gives an idea to the examiner that we are going to discuss problems in the very next paragraph. Okay, right? Any changes necessary? So this response should give a confidence for you all that you can also write, because there were no unusual sentence structures or advanced vocabulary was used, right? You can also write. Next, the first problem we have to talk about is migration towards the cities, right? So for the beginning, there are wide variety of issues which result from this uneven development between urban and rural areas. So there are variety of issues which result from this uneven development, right? Uneven development. Can I say uneven developments or development? Development. Yeah. Advancements, developments, evolution. No, you can't say evolution. Uneven modernization, urbanization. Urbanization is different. Yeah, development is cool. The first issue is first. People migrate to, people start migrating to is for better opportunities and employment opportunities, better employment opportunities and facilities. Right? However, these mass migration, instead of migrating, not switching to moving towards, right? People start moving to cities for better job opportunities and facilities. However, these mass migrations the mass migrations the mass migrations increase the urban population, right? Urban population uh, causing strain causing strain governments, in case of services, right? Causing strain to the governments for housing and infrastructure. Infrastructure means basic roads and facilities. More housing and infrastructure. More housing and better infrastructure. Okay, people start moving to cities for better job opportunities and facilities. However, the mass migration can increase, can rise urban population, causing strain to governments for more housing and better services, better infrastructure. Okay. This situation can further cause this can further create more slum areas, because government cannot facilitate, you know, all the comforts or all the facilities to all the people in the cities. And this situation can further create more slum areas where living conditions worse than rural areas. Areas with worse living conditions. Worse living conditions. Okay, any changes necessary? There are a variety of issues which result from this uneven development between urban and rural areas. First, people start moving to cities for better employment opportunities and facilities. However, the mass migrations can rise urban population, causing strain to governments for more housing and better infrastructure. Housing and services. Other services. Yeah, better infrastructure. This can also create more slum areas with worse living conditions. And another issue is furthermore, I have to talk about underpopulation of villages. Furthermore, villages go rural areas. Villages gets underpopulated. Hey, villages get underpopulated. Underpopulated. Resulting in what happens if villages get underpopulated? Resulting in food scarcity and inflation. scarcity and inflation. This can also create more slum areas with worse living conditions. Furthermore, villages get underpopulated due to these migrations. Can we say migrations? No need. So villages get underpopulated, resulting in food scarcity and inflation, both urban and rural areas. I think we have written. How many issues have we written? Mass migration, one issue. Strain on governments, another one. Creation of slum areas, the third one. Underpopulated and food scarcity, the fourth one. Right? So let's write another one and close it. If we continue writing, there might be more than 10. No need to write that many. Okay? Significant gap between urban and rural people. Urban and rural people. What kind of gap it is? Financial gap or the developments difference in villages and right? A significant gap urban and rural people. Gap between urban and rural people significantly, notably widens, possibly, potentially leading to more crime rate, and even civil unrest. Let's see any changes necessary for this paragraph in which we discuss the problems. There are a variety of issues which result from this uneven development between urban and rural areas. I think I have to make one of you to read out. Govardhan, are you there? Darshan, are you in the class? He can't respond
Yes, sir.
if he is. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Darshan, yeah. Please, can you please read this paragraph so that I can understand any discrepancies or any gaps as you
There
read.
are
Go on.
varieties of There are variety of issues which result from this uneven development between urban and rural areas.
Hmm.
First, people start moving to cities for better job opportunities and facilities. However, the mass migration can raise urban population, causing strain to the government for more housing and better infrastructure. This can also create more slum areas with worse living conditions. Furthermore, villages get underpopulated, resulting in food scarcity and inflation in both urban and rural areas. The gap between urban and rural people notably widens, potentially leading to the potentially leading to more crime rate and even civil unrest.
Right. So we have written almost 6 to 7 issues due to this non-uniform development between urban and rural areas, right? Cool. This is enough. Let's move on to solutions. Okay. Right. So can I take any sentence for the beginning of the solution paragraph? Despite these challenges, can I go with this? Despite these challenges, there are variety of ways resolve these issues. Right. What's the first way? The first thing we have to, governments have to build better road and rail networks. Okay. The governments must construct build road and rail networks between cities and villages. And industries have to be relocated or established in or relocated to villages, rural areas by giving tax incentives or tax benefits. Okay, the governments must build road and rail networks between cities and villages, and industries have to be established in or relocated to rural areas. Creating more employment opportunities, generating more jobs in the villages, which can prevent people migrations from migrating. Urban cities, right? And have to be established in rural, generating more jobs in villages. It has become too lengthy sentence, so let me cut here. This can prevent people from migrating to urban cities. Other facilities like doctors and teachers may have to work in rural areas have to work in rural areas for a part of their service period in rural areas. Doctors and teachers may have to work for a part of their service period in rural areas. Okay, all the facilities, are being given to the villages. That's only the way to stop the migrations, right? On the whole, governments governments must facilitate governments have to provide the modern amenities as many modern facilities as possible in rural areas. I hope you may include other ideas like the village youth should be encouraged to, right? Can we include that one as well? Small businesses. Modern agricultural can encourage modern agricultural practices can encourage motivate its practices modern agricultural practices can encourage villagers continue the cultivation. Modern agricultural practices can encourage villagers to continue in the fields. Modern agricultural practices and small businesses can improve financial condition, financial and economic, both are same only, no? Improve the village economy, improve the villagers' economic conditions, and this can, yep. Hope I have covered all the things. Despite these challenges, there are a number of ways to resolve these issues. Despite these challenges, okay. Do you have any other sentences? No. Okay, no issues. Despite the challenges, despite the challenges mean issues only. Something like this. This is nice. There is a problem with this statement here. Challenges, the issue can give similar sense. Okay. We don't have single issue mentioned in the previous paragraph. We have mentioned issues. Right? Yeah. However, there are a variety of possible solutions available to address these issues. The governments must build road, rail networks between cities and villages and industries. There must be comma. Okay. And industries have to be established in or relocated to rural areas, generating more jobs in the villages. Modern agriculture practices and small businesses can improve the villagers' economic conditions. Villagers' economic conditions, and this can prevent the people from migrating to urban cities. Doctors and teachers may have to work for a part of their service period in rural areas. On the whole, governments have to provide as many modern facilities as possible in rural areas. Clear enough. So let's see the word count. All these issues and the solutions are for actually due to non-uniform development between cities and villages. Centralization of the development in one place, concentration of developments at one place. Okay, let's close. In conclusion, there must be a balance between urban and rural development, or equality between urban and rural development. Balanced regional development, policies, regional development policies that encourage that create, that generate that develop, that create. Equitable growth, equitable growth across areas can help reduce these issues. Reduce the issues, right? By implementing a more inclusive economic model, economic model more inclusive economic model countries can get countries can get countries can get the development equally shared. The advancements equally or evenly shared. Benefiting society as a whole. Right. So ultimately, the whole idea of these two sentences is development must be extended towards villages as well. There must be policies and rules or legislations in that direction. That's it. Okay, in conclusion, balanced regional development policies that create equitable growth across all the areas can help reduce the issues. By implementing a more inclusive economic model, countries can get the advancements are evenly shared, right? Benefiting society as a whole. So let's see the word count. I don't think it is beyond 300. 288. Cool. This is enough. Are you all with me, buddies? So basically, you should have given your own ideas as I type, but all are so calm, no issues. Okay, so if you are able to understand, as I type the ideas, as I discuss the ideas, that's enough for me. Yeah. Guys, is everything clear? Please observe, I haven't used any complex vocabulary or complex sentence structures. That is impossible for most of the students, right? So this way of writing can definitely give you, even if you are able to write this level of response, that definitely make you to get at least 7.5. This is 7.5 level response, at least. Even in worst cases, if any orthodox eccentric examiner corrects your response, okay, so he or she definitely gives you 7.5 for sure. Any doubts, guys? Is Gordon there? Okay, Darshan, how about this?
Yes, sir.
Have you followed everything?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we have two topics left in the official guide. Let's finish them and then we will close for today. And you should have understood, still we have to discuss one advantage and disadvantage essay and also one direct question. You may share any recent real questions that you want me to discuss in the classroom. You want me to discuss the response of, in the classroom, right? Is it clear, buddies? Of course, you may share the responses for any question and get them corrected. Okay, so still we have to write responses for an advantage and disadvantage question and also a direct question. That closes our writing task 2. Okay.